You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible.
All right, panel. What the hell is wrong with folks in Illinois? Illinois prison has removed 200 books from the prison library, most of them dealing with the issue of race. Illinois Department of Corrections officer John Baldwin said the explanation he received from the Danville prison warden was that a lot of the books got in without going through the, quote, review process. There were no explanation for how the prison identified the books that weren't subjected to a review process. Y'all, we're talking about books such as the book on the color of law explaining housing discrimination in Chicago, another book on Frederick Douglass. Really, Teresa? Really? Most of the books dealing with race and police and inmates and black people, really?
The institution psychological piece that I think they're doing with inmates to pretty much keep them in bondage and make sure they're uneducated, unequipped, and unworthy of having that type of education once they leave. I believe also in that article, they also said they had a book there that had to relate to children's books and how men, should be talking to their children and stuff like that. So pretty much life lesson books. And that hasn't went through their review process, which I think is pretty much absurd. But again, keeping not only the minorities down, the black people down, but pretty much anybody who is getting out of prison, who wants a second chance, should be educated on their rights and responsibilities.
Lauren, ain't nobody buying this excuse that of all the books that you have out there, you're banning the ones dealing with black people?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously it comes down to the decision of some warden standing someplace that, thinks that these books are dangerous. It also comes down to the question of whether or not we believe prison is about rehabilitation or punishment. I don't know why that would have anything, though, specifically to do with these books, but generally speaking, when people become threatened by ideas and threatened by things that would maybe empower people who are incarcerated, these types of dumb things happen, and, here we are.
Eugene, first of all, yes, it's amazing. Words are dangerous because they are power. And when you all of a sudden begin to educate and inform inmates, that's the last thing these folks want.
Yeah, look, truth is treason in the empire of lies. Ideas are powerful, ideas are dangerous, and the most easiest way to transfer an idea is via a book. The warden and probably some of the prison guards understand that. And, the climate of things going on outside of the prison's walls, which affect things inside the prison walls. They said, we can't have our guys getting access to these ideas. And that's what you're seeing right now. It's a form of censorship, which should not take place.
It probably wasn't even that deep of a decision. There was probably not a lot of deep thought that went into that. I wouldn't imagine that, they sat around for too long really thinking deeply about these books that they probably themselves had not read. So they're judging it probably by the title and the general subject matter, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just 1 month.
All right, folks, they're back. MarijuanaStock.org has another great investment opportunity. If you were lucky enough to invest in their last crowdfunding campaign, they raised a lot of money in just a few months investing in legal marijuana farms. Those initial investors now own shares of a publicly traded company. And, of course, they're excited by that. Now they have a new investment opportunity that is as good, if not better, than the last. I'm talking about industrial hemp CBD. For those who don't know, the hemp plant is a cousin to marijuana, of course, and then it has a higher concentration of CBD, which means hemp CBD gives you all of the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Now, until recently, hemp farming was practically illegal in the U.S. and heavily regulated by the DEA. However, that changed with the 2018 Farm Bill, making it legal to grow hemp CBD in the U.S. and creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. They need land to grow all of the plants, and this makes for an incredible investment opportunity. And that's where our good friends at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords, and you can get in on the action. You can invest in this crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200 up to $10,000. All right, folks, all you got to do is go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org if you want to get in the game. And if you do so, do it now. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.